From a small struggling village to a booming hub of wealth, I set out to build a medieval money empire in foundation. Through smart trade, efficient production, and a little bit of strategy, watch how the gold starts piling up fast as we continue to build our treasury up to 10,000 gold coins. So let's just first have a look around at where would be the best locations to start our base. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the best spot for me because there's a couple of reasons. The first one is going to be that we're not too far from this island, which I want to use for the manor, and the manor is also going to be our town's treasury, which is going to have to be pretty big because we're going to expand with the kingdom and the clergy splendor. We're going to do a lot of trade, and we need to really have a big treasury to compensate for all of the trades that we're going to do to make sure that we can still store all that gold. And then over here we've got 3 nodes where we can mine from, and hopefully we can get gold and marble, even quartz. That would be ideal. If we can get any one of those, I'll be very happy, but we're not too far from that. And then of course we got the fishing spots. Then here is another spot which is, I wouldn't say it's too ideal because it's just too heavily occupied with forest over here. This is a pretty decent spot, although it's kind of smaller and it's further away from the mountain nodes. We've got 2 nodes over here, so we are more likely to get something on this side of value. So let's just go ahead and use this as our starting point. First of all, we're going to set up our village center. Going to do it more or less here. I'm going to move most of the stuff around on a later stage again, but we're going to just place it here for now. The first thing we need to do is, of course, get the builder's workshop. From here, we're going to have to place the lumber's work camp. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm also going to, let's just see here, the stone cutter camp. We can have one over here, not too far from the stone. Then we need our food source, which is going to be the forager, first of all. But there's a couple of foraging points. I'm going to just go ahead and place it right over there like so. We can also claim a second territory, which most definitely, this is the one that I want to claim. It's a massive territory. And the third one that we will open will be the island over here, so that we can place our manor. Now we've got plenty of forest that we can utilize to chop down trees. So I'm going to just say, do this. Color all of this region in. We're going to move the lumber camp a little bit deeper into the forest on a later stage. So let's just say 3 woodcutters. I'm going to go ahead and say 2 workers here for the mining, and then another 2 workers here for the forager. So now we've got workers for pretty much everything. We've got to now just decide where we would like to place the houses. I use the square block for the houses because they make the houses more compact if you use the square brush. With the round one, they kind of like spread out. I don't know, that's just something that comes with the brush. I figured this out on a much later stage, but yeah, we're going to just go with the square brush. I'm going to pull it through like this. We're going to make a nice big residential block right over here. Yeah, I think this is not a bad idea. You just color this block in over here. We've got another 2 villages. From here on forward, we can now also add ourselves a well. We need to look for kind of like where we want a center point. I'm going to place it here. And like I've mentioned before, I might move a whole bunch of these things around on a later stage. Now we only need 1 stall, which is going to be for the berries. So let's go ahead and place one like so, and we'll give it a little tent, which will give us some labor splendor. So let's just put it down like so. We can also go ahead, maybe just to research the fishing as well as the storage. And then lastly, definitely need to do the research for the manor. Just want to wait for this to disappear. I can't select the manor while this is on the screen. Go away. Let's just build ourselves a fishing hut. This is perfect. See, so the fishing hut we can place right over here. it does have a negative effect on the houses, so maybe let's move it a little bit further away. It's still kind of close to the fishing spots. Yeah. We'll just do it. It's going to look really nice from there. Here we go. So we can just build ourselves a basic manor. Ooh, we do need to build a bridge as well. Yeah. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. Let's just research the bridge. The bridge, I believe, is going to take quite a few planks. 35 planks. Yeah. That's what I thought. So let's go ahead and add ourselves now a sawmill, which can also be more or less over here. So you see what I mean with the houses? It is really compressed. Nice and tight all together. Can maybe extend this block. I'm not quite sure where I want to place the bridge really. Let's maybe do this. I'm going to keep a little passage over here. Don't know if they're actually going to use this little space, but we'll build like fences and stuff to kind of force them into this position. Yeah, I'm going to just color this block in like so. Here we go. We want to keep it more or less the same size. I will extend this one also a little bit down on a later stage. And I'm going to definitely remove this resource over here. Resource removal. There we go. Yeah. We will get plenty of other iron nodes, but this one is going to be in the way for our city. Market tender. Let's assign one market tender over there. Now we've got 3 additional workers which we can then assign to the sawmill. And I'm going to build up my planks so that we can then build the bridge. And we can also place the manor. I do need to purchase another territory. We do have 265 coin, which is pretty decent. So I think maybe I should go ahead and open up this territory. There's an iron node over here. I don't know if I would use that. Maybe just for a while. But I'm going to open up that territory. And now from here, we're going to just build up our planks. I've gathered a decent amount of planks, so I'm going to just assign the workers to start constructing the bridge. We need 25 planks. I've made it a little bit smaller, but it will be sufficient to get to the island over here, and then we can place the base structure for our manor. So let's just say build. The quicker we can get that manor up, the quicker we can get that additional 100 coin. I've built myself a granary and also the warehouse so that we can just store all the different things. We've got 1 worker assigned to each, and I'm going to assign a market tender over here once we've get some extra villagers in. There is another one on its way. And we can just say fish, so they can start selling the fish to the people. It may give some extra happiness, although it doesn't show that there's any need for more rustic food. The only things that we require now is the service and the refined food. So the service is pretty easy. We can sort that out quickly by just placing a base structure here for the church. So let's see, we can have it over here. Yeah, I think maybe before I build the church, I'm going to get the manor up first. But I'll start by just building a base structure here. I'm going to move it slightly forward. We're going to extend the church a little bit back. And we're going to add a few more extra pieces. But for now, let's do it like this. And let's look for the most affordable bell tower. I do believe it's this one. Don't want to be too fancy. We will change it on a later stage again. But let's just maybe go ahead and place it like this. It doesn't require that many resources, and we can cater for up to 36 people. We've got currently 20 in the town. Let's maybe go ahead and add like a small little cross to the church. That's also going to help with the clergy splendor. We want to get that built up as quickly as we can. So let's do it like that. I'm going to keep the blueprint. We'll build that in a little while. But first, let's start by placing the base structure for the manor. Great hall. We're not going to make it that great to start with. Going to make a very basic structure. Let's do it like this. Make a small little entrance and the visitor's location. And make sure that the arrow does actually point towards the Great Hall. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so there you can see we need 34 planks. That's quite a lot actually. We can't make the Great Hall any smaller than it is. So I'm going to just have to accept that. We will increase it in size on a later stage, but for now, let's leave it like that. Build. Here we go. Great Hall is nearly done with its construction. Let's just fast forward that. Once it's done, we'll get a little messenger that's going to give us that 100 coin. Then we should be okay for a little while still. From here on forward, I'm going to now just tell them to start constructing the church. It doesn't require that many resources. We still got 29 tools left, and this is only going to require 7 tools. So let's just say go ahead and start constructing the church. This should boost our happiness now up to close to 80% really. There we go. There's that extra 100 coin. Now let's just see if we can build ourselves a tax office. Sub building, tax office. So the tax office, I'm going to place kind of close to the church. It does need this, I can't remember what you call it, light fortification. So yeah, the tax office has to be placed within a light fortification, and the church does count as that. So let's go ahead and place ourselves a small tax office right over here. I'm going to probably move this also on a later stage, but for now I'm going to just put it here. We've got to raise the structure so that we can get 1 tax collector capacity, because if I keep the roof this low, then I won't be able to assign any tax collector. But there you can see now it says +1. So you've got to make sure if you do want to place a small tax collector's office, that you've got to raise that roof until you get that +1 sign. Otherwise, you're just simply not going to get anybody in there. So this would be sufficient for a little tax office for us. I want to get going with the taxes as soon as I can. So let's just say apply to all. There we go. I want to also see to open up a trade route. The first trade route that we're going to establish will be with the Northbury, of course, because they require 20 planks in order to open a trade route, which is something that we can provide. So the things that we can sell, the only thing that we will be able to sell from the beginning will be the planks itself. And then maybe the meat once we get going with the butchery. So let's see, we need 10 prosperity. We're very close to that. I believe once the church is up, we should get that 10 prosperity. Then we should focus on opening up the butchering first. I think that would be a priority, so that we can just make that extra money. I've got to also keep an eye on my territories. I don't really have a lot of territory. Looking at it now, I'm going to maybe have to move back this wood cutting. Let's just keep the wood cutting more towards this side, I would say. Let's do it like this. And then I'm going to move the woodcutters and the sawmill, all of that, I'm going to move a little bit down. Because I'm scared we're going to destroy all the hunting zones. I do have the option to open up the territory, but that's going to be another 100 coin, which we don't really have at this stage. But I most likely will open this territory next. We've got to just see where the hunting zones are. My church is up. We've got a village priest assigned. From here, I'm going to also assign myself a tax collector. I always find it a little bit funny when the people get excited about the tax collector being assigned. At least it does give us that extra labor influence. Now, speaking of that, we need to just set our taxes over here. So I'm going to just do it like that. And that's going to just slow down our deficit that we've got over here currently. We need to get those trade routes up, so we're close to getting to 20 planks. I just used all the planks now to build all of these structures. What we can do is we can build some extra residential areas over here. I've moved my lumber camps and my sawmill. I've moved towards this side, and I've also got a forester now set up here. So let's maybe get one worker here and just say replant the trees within this area. We're going to have to get a second forester, definitely. They dig through these forests very quickly. So we're going to have to get 2 or even 3 of these foresters. But for now, I'm going to just keep the one. And we can color in another residential area right over here like so. I'm going to just pull it all the way up. Make a nice big block. Just like so. Now, once again, the stone mining site is a little bit in the way. I just want to see if we've got any other stone deposits not too far away. There's one relatively close, or these two. Then there's another one on this side, more towards here. I'll most likely use that one on a later stage. Yeah, I think I'll use this one because we're going to have the mining sites here. So we will expand further up towards that side. So let's just see here. We're currently at 9 prosperity. Very close to getting to that 10. Once we've got that 10 prosperity, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the butchering. And then we can just see where all the hunting spots are. Hopefully it's still within range of my territory. It's a very small area. But I'm hoping we can get some boars within this area. So let's just quickly open up that trade route here for Northbury. Here we go. And I'm going to say they can sell the planks when we get over... I don't know, maybe we should just say when it's over 30. I'm going to do it like that. We've also got now 14 prosperity. It instantly jumped from 9 to 14. But we can now unlock that butchery. So let's do that. And I want to now see where we can get the hunting zones. So it's still within range of our territory, only just. Oh, there's only like 3 hunting spots within our range. The other ones are more towards this side. Yeah. Okay, so what I can do is I can maybe then rather purchase this territory over here. What we can do is we can introduce a levy just to get some extra coin. We've got a decent amount of happiness. I know it will drop, I think either 20 or 25% if we invoke the levy. Oh, minus 30%. Oh my goodness. Only for 87 coins. Okay, let's maybe see if we can first carry on our own for a little while longer. I'm going to go ahead and place my hunter right over here. And the butchery can be kind of close by. Why not? It doesn't cost that much coin for these structures. I thought it was a little bit more, but it's only 10 coin for each. So we can maybe make it work for a little while. And then we can also say assign the meat over there. And what I'll do is I'll sell the meat when we also get over... Let's maybe also say when we're over 30. Because we've got a population of around about 30, so... Yeah, I think it's safe to just set it like that for now. Oh, we've got a few messengers over here. Let's see now what they want. Who are these guys? Oh, the elders. Ah. Ah. Yes, I remember they do give you a few tools just to get you going. Now for the hunting zone, we're going to just color in this territory over here. As you can see, for some reason there are no more boars left within our reach. So I don't have any choice but to open up the territory. That's going to drop our happiness down quite a bit. Let's just maybe wait for these two structures to be completed first. And we can set up another shop which will do the refined foods. There we go. We've only got 2 available workers, but I think we should be getting new ones in pretty soon. Oh, there's one. I thought it was about time for them to come through. Let's just assign 1 hunter here for now. I'm also going to assign 1 butcher. Once the butchery is done, I'm going to invoke that levy, open up the territory, and then we should be fine. At least we'll get 90 coins now, so let's say yes, it has to be done. There we go, 160 coin. We're going to purchase this territory over here, and we'll expand our hunting territory all the way here to the back. We'll utilize all of this as the hunting area. We've got 1 more villager available, which we can assign here as a tender, and we're going to do the meat. So this should get our happiness up, hopefully to 65 or 66%. That is for the refined food. I just had a merchant that purchased some wood from me, and I got about 70 coin for that. So the coin, my treasury is looking a little bit better now. And I'm thinking what I need to do next, I need to maybe unlock the tier 2 decorative items, because this is just going to help us to get our splendor points up. And I first of all want to get the labor splendor up. We need to get the labor splendor up to 25, so then we can unlock a whole bunch of things over here, like for example the tavern, the tier 2 labor privileges, the manor extensions, the village fortifications, which would actually be the most important one, because we are starting to struggle with our housing, and I don't want to really expand the residential area too much out further. We can really get a lot of extra space. I believe if we upgrade these houses to the tier 2 house, then I think it goes up to 6 villages that you can have within a house. So it does give a pretty big expansion to your houses. So let's maybe do that. I'm going to add some decorative items, and let's see if we can maybe do... we're going to do it with the manor. Or actually... yeah, let's maybe do it with the manor. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to select the manor. Let's go to the monument decorations. And we're going to go for the rose bush. It only costs 5 coins. There are a few other things that we can place, like for example, the osteo seat. Maybe we should actually do this, because then we'll have villages that will utilize this. It doesn't require any actual wood. So it is just as good as the rose bush, really. We've also got this road sign. That's another one we can use. Now you see, the thing is, for you to get those splendor, you can't just place it as a decorative item. Otherwise you don't get the splendor width. It kind of sucks for me. I feel like that you should have just automatically gotten the labor splendor width. Now we are kind of trapped over here. So let's maybe just do the 2 benches. And then additionally we'll do the rose bushes. Apply. So our splendor is currently at 6. We need another... We need to place another 19, I believe. So that's going to cost quite a bit. Let's just place a few here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just do it like that. Okay, so we are standing now at 18 labor splendor. I'm going to wait for my coin to accumulate a bit. We should be able to do a nice trade now with the planks. We've got plenty of planks. So we're just waiting for that trader from Northbury. Here they come. So they will definitely purchase some planks from us. They won't necessarily purchase the meat. Maybe. I said them a salad when it's over 30 and we're just getting over that amount now. Overall happiness is up to 84. We can maybe invoke another levy mandate. That's an easy way to do it. It will be done. We get 102 coin. That's pretty decent. So this will give us now enough coin to just get up to that labor splendor level that we want to be. We can add the other rose shrubs on this side. Why not? There we go. We're on the tier 2 labor. For the labor splendor, we're on tier 2. I'm going to first go with the village fortifications. I'm going to say yes for that one, because now we can add patrollers. I'm going to do this for the labor privilege. And then the third one, either going to be the bailiff or the treasury. One of those two. So let's see, we're going to go to the manor. We're going to build ourselves the watch posts. And my first watch post I want to kind of like place over here. I think this is a pretty good location for it. Don't want to make it too tall, otherwise it's just going to look a bit strange. But if we can place it in between the houses, I think that would be the most ideal. Yeah, I'm going to put it down right over here. We've got quite a lot of houses that's within range of this watch post. So let's just say apply all. This does take quite a bit of planks to build. 38 planks, 10 tools. Yeah, quite an expensive structure. But let's go for it. Then the extended village edict. Maybe I should do this. There's one particular thing that I want to get. Let's see. So refund 50% of the tools after construction. Yeah, see, this is going to be great. Because this watchtower is taking 10 tools, we will get then 5 tools back, which is amazing for this stage of the game. Okay, we just had use one of our builders to do a blueprint, and that just gave us another 10 labor influence, quick. So we can go ahead and unlock the treasury and also the bailiff at the same time. That's pretty cool. Because now we can send the bailiff out to go look for different types of minerals. Ooh, 3 additional workers or villagers. They say here we should increase the tax. Nah, I'm going to leave it where it is. Because you can see there it's going to really badly affect the happiness. Minus 10%. Not worth it at this stage. Oh yes, we do need to set the patrol area. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just make the patrol area within this region over here. For this residential block. And then maybe also bring it down to roundabout over here. Because it does look like these houses are also falling under the light fortification. Once these houses are upgraded, we've got plenty of extra space for more villagers to move in. So I've got a few patrollers now assigned. We've got space still for another 2. We've got 1 available worker, so let's maybe do that. Add 4 patrollers. It says here with the 2 watchmen it's going to be fine if we just keep it like that. Gonna fast forward there. I'm just clearing out the trees so that I can see what's happening over here. I don't really know where my patrollers are, but it looks like it's pretty weak coverage. Oh, there they go now. So they've got to do probably a couple of rounds to get a good coverage over here. See, this house is almost at the level where it needs to be. One of these 3 houses will probably upgrade first. Now there's something I want to do which I missed before. I just want to quickly jump into that. So it is specifically here for the labor privileges. And I want to go for this one, the Merchant League, which gives us a trade bonus of 10%. So this trade bonus, I believe it's a trade bonus in you pay 10% less for different goods and you also sell for 10% more. I think that is how it works. Definitely with the selling, but I think it also helps with when you want to buy. Yeah, see, so there we go. This house is going to upgrade first because they've got the full coverage now for the patrols. And there's the second one. So this is going to give us a lot of extra space. 3 houses now upgrading. Just want to see. So they require 20 planks in order to upgrade. Aside from the taxes and the levies that we've got, the people seem to be perfectly happy. I was thinking of extending a bridge over towards this side and having this location over here for the monastery. Because we do need this extra space to have the vineyards and some of the herb gardens, the veggie gardens, all of the extra stuff that the monks will do around the monastery. And we'll most likely clear out the forest here at the bottom, which we're going to use for the wheat fields and also for the sheep farms. I do have now only 110 coin though, so I'm thinking of just imposing another levy. And then we can place this bridge over here and open up the road so that we can build our monastery. So yeah, let's maybe first start by unlocking the monastery. I'm gonna just do that. And let's just do another levy. Okay, so for this levy, it's going to be much better. We're going to get 130 coin. And systematically, as the town grows, your levies will also increase. So let's go ahead and say purchase. So the monastery unfortunately is going to kind of like overlap a little bit with the trees, but it's not a train smash. We can get rid of those trees on a later stage. Now I'm going to just have to build up my planks up until 70 and then I can build this bridge. I would probably maybe extend the town up towards this side and then we'll have another bridge that will connect to the island here of where the manor is. But now next step, oh, let's just see here. I will continue my own. Next step would be to get the bailiff office, which I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and add another structure like the Great Hall that we've got over here. Although we can only add 1 bailiff, so it won't really make sense having such a big structure just for 1 bailiff. Maybe we can go ahead and add it here to the tax office. I suppose we can just do it like that. Make it about the same size. Yeah, let's just say build. And we can go prioritize. We got that additional labor splint, so let's get some extra pieces for the manor. Beautiful. And this is going to help us to create a really nice manor from the early stages. And then when we get another 5 labor splendor points, we're going to use that then for the tavern. Oh wow, now the people are really starting to flock in. Yeah, it's because we've got that very good happiness level. Well, now it's low because of that extra levy that I've added. But otherwise, it says here everything else is average. Here we have another 2 houses upgrading. Oh, and one over here. You see, we've got plenty of extra space now for the villagers to move in. And our bailiff office is done. So let's just see. Assign a bailiff. Job learning speed has increased. Trade price bonus 10% from clergy, kingdom, and labor. Yeah, this is the one that we want. We intend to make a lot of money with this village of ours. Eventually going to become a city. So let's see. We're going to add another sub building over here. I'm going to build it the same as the Great Hall. But what I think we should do is we should extend it up a little bit more. Like this. Now that's going to cost me 4 tools. And now we do need a tower. Manor Observatory. I just want to see something over here. Now this is quite expensive to build this one. But I'm going to have to build this because it does need a light fortification in order for me to build the treasury. And the light fortification can be any form of a tower, really. I do feel like this is the one that I want to place. What to do? You know, I'm going to just go ahead with this. Maybe we can go for this tower rather. Oh, the observatory is a better tower to place because it requires less tools. We can always extend it a little bit higher on a later stage if we want to. I'm going to just say apply to all. And we can go up here to the trades. And we're going to just say import the tools. And they can just keep on importing until we've got 15 tools in storage. See, now from here on forward, it gets pretty important to really set up all the different trade routes. So let's see, for middle, we're going to need clothing in order to open up this trade route. And we can sell fish and clothes to them. We'll most likely only sell the fish and maybe some berry brew. Oh, trotberry. You see, I should have actually built up my labor splendor so that we can open up the trade route here for trotberry, because with them we can sell the fish and also the polished stone additionally. Okay, but I'm gonna just let that labor splendor build now. We've got 25 labor splendor and we've got a multiplier that we're getting from the manor building. We're going to see now once the treasury is built how much multiplier we're going to get, but currently it's a 1.5 multiplier in how quickly the labor splendor accumulates. I just got a merchant that's representing the bishop and they wanted to trade 100 wood and I'm going to get 150 coin from that, and I also get 5 clergy influence. So let's go for that. Definitely. That's a really good trade. There we go. So now we've got 15 clergy influence. This is going to really set us off on a good start. So once I've got that 25 clergy splendor, we can start unlocking a whole bunch of these things, which is then also going to help with making money at the end of the day. And here we can see the one structure here is kind of done. Oh, well, it's getting close. It looks like it's done, but we still require another 2 tools, which we do have in storage. And I did open up another trade route here. So I opened up the trade route to Trotberry, and we're going to now start selling the fish. I think what we can do is we can just build ourselves a stonemason's hut. So I did do the research here for the stonemason's hut. And we can look at placing it also kind of like on this side. Or we can actually keep it close to the storage, maybe over here. Yeah, this is not a bad idea. Then the people don't have to travel too far to collect the stone and then also to drop it within the storage. I do need to add an extension here for the warehouse in order for us to be able to store the polished stone. Let's just see how much that is going to cost. 50 gold coins. Yeah, I think why not? Let's unlock it. And I'm going to add this extension here. I think it's pretty important just to get going with this. And we can do the same for the granary. Let's just add ourselves a little depot here at the back. There we are. Now we've still got another house that's upgrading over here. They still require 20 planks. So it's going to take a while for us to accumulate all those planks that we need here to do the bridge. But once we got the bridge finished, I can start building on the monastery. Let's see, we can add some extra carpenters over here. So let's just do that. We've got a few unemployed villagers here. And I think let's just fully staff the granary as well as the warehouse, because we're going to now have more products that we're going to store here. I decided just to build myself these stone fences, and hopefully it will encourage them to use this passage to come in and out and basically create a new pathway. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I think I might need to close it off even more, but let's just see how it goes. Now I've got nearly enough planks to get this bridge done. I don't know. I think maybe we should just tell them to start building here. Yeah, let's go for it. And now from here, I'm going to just lay out the blueprint for the church, or for the monastery really. Now the first thing that we need is the chapel. This will form part of the main structure. The entrance really of the monastery. And I want to make this a little bit bigger. Now this is going to take quite some work to get this done. But I'm going to extend it up. And let's just see, we need a bell tower. For the bell tower, I'm going to place kind of like in the middle over here. I'm going to just go for this one. I think this is the cheapest version. Yeah. Although this one, yeah, maybe we should rather go for the stone. This will actually be more appropriate. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, then from there, we can go ahead and just make ourselves a simple entrance. Let's just go for this one. We can change it up later, always. Seeing that we've got now this replace button, which is so awesome. I think this is the chapel done for now. Let's go ahead and add another sub-building. So we're going to do the scriptorium. Very important. So this is what we're going to use to make the manuscripts, which we can then use to upgrade all of the monks to brothers. Now, I'm not sure if I've got this piece the right height. We're in between all of these trees, so it's really hard to see. But I think let's keep it like that. We've got a capacity of 8 copyists that we can place in there, which I think is good enough. And then we do need the monk and the nun dorms. I'm probably going to go with both. And we're going to extend the monk dorms out to this side. Let's maybe extend it towards the right. Yeah, this will work. So we've got a capacity for 12 monks. Going to place it over there. Then let's do the nun dorms on the opposite side. That's it. Now the only thing, I don't know if I'm going to add anything else, not yet at least. I think we do need the refectory though. This is for them to eat. And having this in the middle would kind of make sense. And we can make this a little bit bigger also. And then we've got a capacity for 2 refectorians, or chefs if you could call it that. And then the next step would be to set up my herb gardens, which I'll still decide where I want to do this. But I'm going to now just clear out all of the trees around here. And yeah, this is going to take a really long time to build. But I'm going to say apply to all. And let's just say resource removal. I'm going to remove all of this. Once the bridge is built, I can get over here. And they can just start chopping away all of these trees. We've got quite a few unemployed workers, so they can all get onto it. We can maybe go ahead and add ourselves another builder's workshop. And I think it will be maybe appropriate just to set up one right over here. Now I can see the monastery is shaping up pretty well. We've got a few pieces to build still. But it does look like I can start devoting monks over here. So let's just maybe go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'm going to just assign a 3 now. And maybe we can do 3 nuns as well. And then from there we can start setting up our herbal gardens. There's another structure that I forgot actually to set up, and that's the monastic range. So maybe I'm going to go ahead and place it right over here like so. I think this is a good location for that. We can always move it on a later stage. And then of course we do need the herb garden. So we first need a herb garden hut. Let's maybe move it a little bit further away. Yeah. I'm going to put it down right like so. Oh, okay, so now they're going to give us a gift here. We can choose what we would like. Yeah, so the whole purpose behind this playthrough is to make money. So I'm going to say I want to earn wealth through trade. That is my first thought. But I'm also thinking with the planks and with the polished stone, that's worth more than 100 gold, in my opinion. Especially with the polished stone. Let's do this one. I'm gonna just go for the first gift. Yeah. We've got a decent amount of polished stone already. We've got 15 in storage, plus now that 25 that we got. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good trade. Or a good one to choose. We can open up this territory. We have to start looking at some more advanced production. And with this space that we've got here, I'm thinking of using it for the clothing production. Yeah, so let's maybe unlock the clothing. I'm gonna just go with that one for now. And we can just say resource removal. I've changed the wood cutting area. I've made it a little bit smaller. We can maybe extend it on a later stage towards that side. But anyways, let's go ahead and clear out all of this forest. We're going to use it for the sheep pastures. That's it. I've also decided just to clear out all of the trees over here. There's only one tree left, so that I can see what's happening on this side. I've increased the size of the Great Hall. And we've still got a 1.5 multiplier, so that didn't really increase. We can maybe add some other pieces to the Great Hall to add to that multiplier. But we get labor influence so quickly in any case, so I don't even know if that's necessary. Now from here on forward, bit by bit, we'll extend the Great Hall. I've got an idea of how I want to extend it. And this will really boost our treasury, obviously the capacity, to a great level. And now we've still got this iron deposit over here. It's going to be a real eyesore having an iron mining camp over there. So I don't think I'm going to set it up like so. Let's just see, what can we assign? Some nuns over here. There we go. Perfect. So we've got the 3 nuns. Now we still need the refectory so that we can give them all of the foods that they need. The berries are a little bit on the low side, so I suppose we can do some more berry production. Uh, yeah. So let's maybe place it over here. And this one, I'm also going to move up. Ooh. There you go. Sorry. Just want to move this one up. And we could just kind of keep them together. Let's see what else we can research over here. So the tavern is obviously a good one to have. I need to get that up and running. I'm thinking if I should get going with the tooling. This one we definitely need to open up. That's the good stall. So we're going to produce the clothing. You know what? Let's just unlock it. We might not use it for now, but I've got the gold. So I'm going to just go ahead and unlock the tooling as well. The lumber camp we can keep for now, and also the farming. We'll need to decide where I would want to do my farming. I suppose we can extend it towards this side. We've got enough forest here for the hunting. Yeah. I think I'll just use this forest over here for the hunting. So when we expand towards this side, I'm going to just say purchase. Yeah, let's go for it. And then we can just do like a resource removal over here. And we can extend our grain farms out towards this side. My base structure for the monastery is now complete. So within this monastic range, we're going to basically store all of the stuff that we produce in the monastery, like the vegetables, the herbs, the manuscripts, and the honey. Now you can see here in the front, this is the chapel. With the monastic scriptorium, we've got 2 copyists that's working here, 2 refractorians, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and add maybe one more to each, 1 nun and 1 monk. Now we can also look at adding some herbal gardens. The actual planters. I'm going to do it more towards this side. I might extend the building more here to the front. So I'm going to place the herb gardens more towards this side. And I think we can maybe do 3 of these for now. There we go. So I'm going to place it down just like that. We need to build our splendor up to 25 here, the clergy splendor. Then we'll be able to build our influence also up. At the moment we can only go up to 10 influence, unless we build the splendor. Now if we get that splendor up and we can build that influence, then we can unlock the trade route here to Kingstone Abbey. And they're going to buy a whole bunch of nice things from us. So I mean, we've got herbs that we can sell, honey. We've got the wax from the apiaries that we can also get. The actual grapes, wine. Yeah, we can sell so many things. The only thing that I probably won't end up selling is the hops. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it selling the hops, but we can pretty much sell everything else to them. So let's see here. Let's add a few decorative items here just to build up that splendor. Yeah, why not? Let's add a cross here to the top. Now that's an easy one just to add that extra splendor. And we can add some trees. These trees are quite pricey though. Just want to see, where's my coin at 230. Okay, well I think we can afford it. Maybe add a tree here and there. Let's rather do these planters. They look more neat. Let's squeeze one in here. And also we get 2 splendor for these ones. Yeah, this is nice. We're gonna do that. Add some of these shrubs. Let's just see the price. Okay, they're actually more affordable. Gonna add those shrubs over there. Now ideally we would want some benches over here. Let's just do maybe one more. Alright. And then we've got the ground brazier. Let's maybe place it here by the Grange. I think this is an appropriate location for it. And I'm going to just say apply. There we go. We've got now a total of 12 splendor. So what we can do is, let's maybe spam these bushes. We're going to keep them there in any case. So we can just spam them a little bit just to generate that extra splendor. And now we are on 19. So I'll just keep on, let's maybe just keep on spamming it. I've got that extra coin, so I'm going to just go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Okay, so we are now on the tier 2 for the clergy. I'm not going to unlock any of these as of yet. I'm going to now just let the influence accumulate so that we can then open up that trade route to Kingstone Abbey and we can sell those herbs. So I need them to get done with these herb gardens so that I can assign some villagers, or some monks rather, and nuns. They can produce the herbs for us, and that is going to be definitely one of our main exports, and it's going to generate a lot of income for us. Now while we're at it, we've also got this open space here, so we can start with our sheep farms. I'm going to place the one sheep farm over here, just like that. And let's just say build. Then the weaver's hut and the tailor, all of that can kind of like just be a little bit in front of the sheep farm. Keep them all together over here. I mean, we've got the warehouse just a little distance above here. So keeping them all together, I think that's going to be the best thing for us. So the weaver's hut and then also the tailor, that's going to cost 50 gold coins. So we're going to have to maybe just hang in there for a little while before we build these two. But I'm going to just say to them to prioritize the construction for the sheep farm. Oh, maybe we should impose or invoke some extra levies over here. Here we go, there's another 200 gold coins for us. Now I'm going to use that extra coin just to open up this territory as well. And let's just say resource removal. Okay, now we've got plenty of space here for the pastures. I've got my herb gardens done, and we've got now currently 4 of the people here from the monastery working. And you can see we've already accumulated 5 herbs. So within the monk dorms, we've got now, it's like 7 monks and 7 nuns. I'm going to just keep it like that. We've got our priest over here, 3 copyists, 2 refractorians, and then 4 transporters. So what I want to do is, we've also got now that 15 clergy influence, so we can open up the trade to Kingstone Abbey. And then from here, we're going to just set up the trade so that we can start selling the herbs. So I'm going to just say they can sell the herbs, whatever we get over 0. The berries, I'm going to say maybe if it's over 50. Yeah, I'm going to just go with that. Just say that they can sell that when it's over 50. Then the polished stone, we can do the same really with the polished stone. We should maybe say if it's over 50, then in that way we still got enough in storage to work on all the other projects. The honey I will also add very soon. We first have to get the apiaries up, which we'll do very soon. Let's just see here. Okay, so I've got to just build up that 5 extra influence points. Then we can set up the monastic beekeeping and we can start selling the honey. At the same time, we're going to have to look at extending our treasury over here. And basically, our manor is going to have to be extended. This is going to be just one massive castle. Oh yeah. I love it when they want to buy wood from me. I've got so much wood. Now let's go and add 2 shepherds over here. We can also paint ourselves pasture. Now we can make it pretty big. And I'm not going to worry too much about the layout. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach with how I'm going to design the city. I'm not going to worry too much about castle walls and city walls and getting everything in kind of like symmetrical lines. I'm just going to go with the whole open look. Still too small? Oh my goodness. Let's just see here. Okay, they're going to remove a lot still. So we can extend it more towards the back. Let's just do this. Here we go. Now it's big enough. So I'm going to just leave it like that. This should be fine. Now from here we can also then add ourselves 2 weavers. Here we go. We've got now a decent amount of coins, so we can go ahead and build a tailor. I've added myself another butchery because you can see that the meat is kind of like staying low. So we need to push that up a bit. I'm thinking of doing the stone mason hut improvement so that we can assign more workers that can work here without building actual stonemason huts, additional huts. We can just get, like, for example, the tooling desk, the tooling table, carving table, all that. That will add more workstations for us. Now they're doing pretty good on this side, clearing out everything. I'm gonna just let them clear it out even a little bit further. It looks like we've got an iron deposit over here. I'm gonna maybe keep that one. We might want to use that. And after all of these trees are cleared out, we're gonna have a decent space here for the wheat fields. And speaking of that, we might as well just unlock it now. We've got enough coin. Now, I just got a messenger here from the Abbey. So it says here, the Abbey says, glad you have established a trade route with Kingstone Abbey. She believes monasteries on both sides would benefit from trading with each other and would like to know if you need anything. So I can either ask for a donation, or I could ask for better trade prices, or they can give me material, or I can just say everything, it will be fine without the help. No, I think this is going to be the best one, to get a 10% boost with the Clergy Alliance. So yeah, let's go for that. That's beautiful. Now we're going to get really good prices for the herbs and anything else that the abbeys are going to buy from me. So let's see here. We've got 3 available workers. I'm going to just go ahead and assign 2 here to the tailor. We've got now 2 at the weaver, and we've got our shepherds. They're all operating. I don't know why it's saying here missing raw materials. Oh, I think the sheep needs to grow first before we can get the raw materials. Well, that's fine. Well, there you can see now, we sold 17 herbs and we got 62 coin. That's incredible. So this is really worth it, selling these herbs. So we can actually go to this page over here. Now here we can see all the benefits, all the buffs that we've got, and everything is to do with trade bonuses. So we've got a 10% from the clergy, another 10% for the clergy, the kingdom, and the labor lines. Okay, we've got minus 5% villager state. Oh, this is from the taxation. Okay, that's fine. We get 50% of the tools back. So yeah, we basically get a 30% trade bonus. I think it stacks. I've got to actually work it out, but I do believe all of this stacks. So we've got 30% better selling and buying prices. Well, I think selling prices. Let's just see here. Yeah, I think the buying prices are the same. speaking on the correction, but I think the buying prices are the same. This is only for the sale. Oh, we got a real influx of villagers over there. So let's see what we are lacking. So we're starting to lack housing again. We'll sort that out pretty soon. And we do require monastic food. Now, you might think that with berries does stipulate there at the top. You can see it does say monastic. It's rustic food and also monastic. So you would think that if you assign these foods to them, that would fulfill that monastic food need. But it doesn't. You've got to actually go here to the clergy influence, and you've got to build yourself a monastic kitchen. Then from there you can see that you can produce specific foods. And there's 4 different ones that you can make. It's a simple stew, the garnished greens, the golden gruel, and a robust roast. So those are actually the foods that they want. So you've got to work your way up to that point where you can get yourself this kitchen and you can start producing those foods. We do have enough clergy influence. I'm thinking, am I really going to go for the kitchen first or for the beekeeping? You know, I'd rather go for the beekeeping first. The monastic food is really not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Not at this stage. I can also say that. So let's add a sub-building. And we're going to add our apiary. We can do the apiary kind of like also on the outside. I'm going to do like a hedge, a garden hedge all around the territory of where the monastery is going to be. So it's going to come around over here all the way around, pretty much as big as this territory is that we open up. We want to leave plenty of space available because we're going to still have vegetable gardens. I do want to do the wineries, the vineyards, but that's probably going to be just on the outside of the hedge. Yeah, I think we're going to do it like that. So let's set up the apiary right over here. Keep it kind of close to the herb garden. There's no benefits of keeping it close, but I just feel it makes more sense having it there. And we can also go ahead and let's devote 1 more monk and 1 more nun, just for now. The first apiary is now up and running, so we've got 2 workers there. And what I want to do is I want to immediately set it up with the trade. So I'm going to say basically sell all the honey. Anything that we get over 0, I'm going to sell, and we're going to do the same with the wax. I'm going to just sell it as it comes in because there's nothing that I'm going to use it for, not at the moment at least. I do want to set up myself the monastic kitchen, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to first unlock the tier 2 clergy privilege because we can get way more benefits from that. So let's go quickly over here. And then we're going to also increase the trade price bonus with the clergy alliance even further. So now we're going to really start making good money. We got another 2 residents here. Now I was thinking I should maybe get going here with the iron mining camp. Yeah, let's get started with that because I do want to start producing my own tools. Otherwise it just becomes a very expensive exercise constantly importing it. Although it's a massive chain production that you've got to create here. So just setting this up also costs you a lot, but in the long run it's going to be definitely way more beneficial. So we're setting up that iron mining camp. From there we're also going to need the charcoal hut, which, yeah, I'm probably going to just set it up over here. Let's just put it down like so. I'm thinking I probably will move it again on a later stage, but for now we'll just leave it there. And then we're going to need an iron smelter, and then additionally we're also going to need a blacksmith. So it's just a whole massive production you've got to set up here. I suppose we can do the iron smelter we can do on this side. So I'm going to set it up there, and then the last thing will be the blacksmith. Now fortunately the blacksmith doesn't cause a negative effect on the houses, so you can place that kind of close to the houses if you want to. Let's just maybe put it here for now. I only require another 4 labor splendors, so let's see if we can add a few decorative items over here with the actual manor. I was thinking having these wall torches up in the front. That's not a bad idea. So let's do those two, and the braziers, the iron braziers, we can maybe place this also on the ground. Maybe here, if they allow us. Okay, so this is as far out as we can come. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it like this. There we go. And just say apply to all. Nice. So now we went to the next level. And we can unlock this manor house city architecture. That's definitely what I want to do. Yeah. Let's just do the labor privileges. And we'll just do those two for now. So let's see what we can add over here. Labor buildings upkeep reduced. That's a good one. Okay, so either this one, the dutiful payers, I like to use this one, or the civic chores, where the labor buildings upkeep is reduced by 25%. So these are the two best ones in my opinion. But I'm going to go for this one first. We'll unlock the other privileges very soon. Now from here we can maybe consider getting the kitchen. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. As a sub building we can add it now. So let's see, I'm going to do a different structure here at the back. So the kitchen, I'm going to do it like this. I don't want the kitchen to be too big, but we're going to just put it here at the back. Add ourselves a little chimney. That's it. I don't know how big this is supposed to be, but I think this will be sufficient. They produce the monastic food really quickly. I'm going to just add it on like that. We've got a lot of unemployed villagers, so we can maybe also see to add another 2 nuns maybe, and the 2 monks on this side. Yeah, so then we've got almost enough, or we fully occupied both the dorms for the monks and for the nuns. Just need 1 additional. Might as well just fill it, why not? Yeah, so we're fully staffed with the copyists. The refectory has got the 2 staff. Okay, so everybody is fully staffed now. And with these 6 herb gardens that we've got, we're producing the herbs relatively quick. So I would actually like to upgrade these houses. So we're going to have to build ourselves a watch post over here, which will give us like a minor fortification. So let's just see that we keep them kind of like the same height. There we go. And this one we can squeeze in right over here. Build like a small entrance. That's it. And this will cover the whole area. We're going to have a few houses that can be upgraded now. So I'm going to say build. Apply to all. I've already got my 2 miners assigned here to the iron mining camp. Now we're just waiting for this charcoal hut to be completed. And then obviously the rest of the stuff. The iron smelter, blacksmith, and then we can start going with our own tools. And I'm going to close that export route for the tools once it's got a nice momentum. So we've got the tool production line up and running. Just need to assign another 2 workers here to the blacksmith. We only had 1 available worker. This 1 person that you see over here, this 1 unemployed villager, this is actually a nun or a monk. So we do need to get them some more jobs on that side. But I'm going to just leave it for now. Our coin is building up really nicely. So I just want to see here with the monastic kitchen. So from here we can assign now what type of food we want to produce here. And out of all these foods, I think the one that's going to work the best is going to be the vegetable garden. Oh, sorry, the garnished green, but we're going to need a vegetable garden to produce the garnished greens, and we're also going to need cheese. Cheese is relatively easy to produce. It does just cost a little bit to get the whole production line up and running, and also we do need to get to 100 prosperity level in order to start producing the cheese. So we're currently on 98, so it should flip over to 100 prosperity very soon. We can look at adding some more territory over here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pastures here for the cattle right over here. And I'm going to just say purchase this territory. There we go. And there we already open up now to the next level. We got that 100 prosperity just by purchasing that extra territory. So let's see here. For the cheese, we need the dairy farm, which is 150 gold. And then 75 for the cheesemaker. That's not too bad. We've got enough gold going. So I'm going to place it over here. I do feel like we need to move all of this wood production. It is kind of like getting in the way now. Let's maybe put it over here. And then I'm going to extend it backwards. Right, so cheesemaker, they've also got a negative effect on the houses. So I'm going to kind of keep it over here. Maybe close to the tool maker. Or the iron smelter, that is. Just squeeze it in over there. And we need to assign another slot here for the cheese specifically. Let's maybe do the cheese and the milk. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else that I'm going to assign to this granary. Not yet, at least. There we go. So now you can see they're very happy that we're producing our first tools. Let's just assign one patroller for now. And color all of this territory in here that they can patrol. Oh, we got to 100 population. I think I'm gonna just go with 3 patrollers for now. We can add a few later. Okay, see, even with a small kitchen, we've got 3 cooks that we can assign. I'm going to just halt the production for now. We need to set up those vegetable gardens first. So let's go here and add a sub building. Let's maybe do it right here at the back. I'm going to place the vegetable garden over here, say build. Okay, and I've got the veggies assigned here in the Grange. I just got a messenger that came here to ask to deliver 15 manuscripts to them. I've got already 10 and I've got 80 days to complete this order, so I'll definitely finish it on time. We will get 30 polished stone and 10 clergy influence. So I thought I'll definitely accept that quest. Now we've got the cattle farm up and running. I need some workers still here for the cheesemaker. We're just waiting for those extra immigrants to come in. Vegetable garden is up, so we're going to have to paint some pastures over here, or sorry, crop fields rather. And we don't need a lot, so you can see there, just with this little space that we've got here, this is already sufficient. And we've got 3 of the monks, well, 2 monks and 1 nun working here. So they can then gather the veggies for us. Once we've got the veggies and the cheese going, then we can start producing that garnished greens. And this will just make the monks happy, so that we can also get that happiness meter up higher. Although we are at 98%, which is really great. You can see now we've got all these houses upgrading since we've got the tower with the patrollers. My idea is now to get 150 of the labor splendors so that we can set up watchtowers. You can see here, this is with the city fortifications. We can set up a city watchtower, which will give heavy fortification. So then if we do have these watchtowers, it doesn't require of us to build the stone walls around the city. And I think because of the way that the city is located, I'm not going to bother adding the stone walls all around. I think I'm going to just stick with this open plan. I definitely need a good shop here, so I've already got that unlocked. So we're going to have to start selling some clothes here to the locals. Oh, it's going to be this one. And I use the blue tent for my goods store. Let us just squeeze it in right over there. We've got the goods market up and we're starting to sell the clothes. Just want to see how many pieces of clothing we've got. 50. Okay, great stuff. So that means we can open up now another trade route to middle. Let's just say unlock. We can sell to them. The only things I can think of that we can sell to them right from the start would be maybe the berry brew after we've built the tavern, and then also the fish. That we can sell. We've only got one fishing hut, so let's maybe go ahead and add another one, seeing that we've got now 2 towns that's willing to buy fish from us. I'm gonna set it up right over there. That's it. We did get some extra villagers in, so I'm going to assign them to the cheesemaker. And I just want to see how much cheese they're going to produce now. If I've only got the 2 workers. They will produce it more effectively once we've upgraded them to commoners. But I'll leave it like that for now. I'm thinking of expanding the residential area towards this side. Then we can have, like, let's call it another town square on this side. With the market stalls and maybe another well. I think the church will still be close enough for them to attend the services. Yeah. But let's just leave it like that for now. We've accumulated a decent amount of vegetables and I can see the cheese production is also going very well. So we can go ahead and tell them here to start cooking the garnished greens. There we go. Right, so I just took it off pause. And then we can assign that garnished greens also as a food source here. There we go. So this should make them all happy now. So that should take away that -4. I've clipped another structure over here to add more monk dorms. I want to do the same here for the nuns. We can just double up on the amount of people that we can assign here. So let's just do it like this. I don't want to make the structure bigger than it is. I don't really want an elaborate sized monastery. Yeah, here we go. Just say apply to all. Yeah, and our coin is looking really good. It's climbing quite fast. So we've got to expand our treasury over here. I've got an idea of how I want to extend this to the back. So I want to start by adding a stone chamber over here. I'm going to raise it up a little bit higher. Want it more or less over there, like so. Right, and we can add then another 2 going out to the sides. Just have to get all of this aligned. Now I want to see here, we've got now a stone tower. This is some of the things that we unlock now at the later stage. Having the stone tower here at the tip, yeah, that would look pretty cool. If we place it more or less over here. Something like this. And we can do the same on this side. And just extend it up. Just make sure they're the same height. There we go. Yeah, that's going to look pretty cool. And we can go ahead and add some gardens over here. Let's see. I need to unlock some more decorations. Let's go over here. And let's just say unlock the tier 3 decorations. Let's see what they give us. Oh, I suppose I have to build this piece before I can see the other stuff. Let's just go out here. I would like some fountains here in the front, so I just want to check this out. If there is any fountains. Yeah, there we go, there's one. So let's maybe go ahead and tell them to first start building this. We're going to get an additional 1140 added to our treasury. Just see, we've got enough materials, except for our tools is a little bit on the low side, and also the polish stone. But I'm going to just say apply to all. Let them just get going with that. What we can do here, if we want to extend the residential area, just gotta kind of double click here in some way to move this around. Ah, there we go. So I can move the church to this side. Maybe this will be a better idea. Having the church over here, and then within this space that we've got, we can then build ourselves a small fort. We don't need a big one, but I just want to unlock the kingdom influence so that we can do some extra trades. The whole point is to make a lot of money, so we need to get that kingdom influence unlocked, and we need the fort for that. So if I place the church over here, I can maybe extend it towards this side, have some more residential buildings. We can have some more markets here in the front with the well. But this is not a bad location to have our barracks or the fort. The only thing is, when I move this church now, it's going to take away the fortifications here for these houses. So before I move it, I need to maybe first get myself a watchtower up here. So let's see, 81 splendor, we need to get 150. So let's just spam a few bushes in here again, just to build up that splendor. $126. I've got some extra coins, so I might as well just complete this now. We need one more. There we go. Okay, this is perfect. So I'm going to unlock the city fortifications next. We need 35 labor influence in order for us to be able to unlock this. But once we've got that unlocked, we can start building our stone watchtowers or the city watchtowers. Starting over here, these houses will then also upgrade to the tier 3 houses. I've got enough manuscripts now with only 29 days left to spare. I'm going to just say here confirm. That's going to give us that extra polish stone, which will now very much come in handy because we're busy expanding here on the manor. You can see our treasury has already gone up to 1,520. I believe it will maybe go up to 2.5 once all these structures are complete. And we've got now 26 labor influence. We still have to wait for it to build up, or we can add those watchtowers. What I think I'll do in the meanwhile, I'm going to do a hedge around here, the monastery. So let's just quickly get that done. Want to bring it around here, and then there where the veggie garden is, we're going to cut it around, keep the veggie garden on the outside of this hedge. Let's just pull it through like that. We can make ourselves little small gates, and I wanted to keep a pretty decent size on this side of the monastery because we can add some more apiaries and maybe even some more herbal gardens on a later stage. I'm gonna just bring it around like that. Now we need to look at adding some fences. We can have one there maybe. Place one here. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Let's just say apply to all. Now seeing that we've got that extra little bit of gold coins, I want to research this extended village edict. And I'm quite curious to see if I research this village stone bridge. You know, we've got this upgrade button option. And I want to see if it applies for the bridge also. You see. So this was what I was afraid of. They don't give you the upgrade option here for this wooden bridge. Unfortunately. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to rebuild the bridge. This is a short one. I actually don't mind rebuilding this one. But this one is definitely going to be a problem. I just want to see, does it only require... Oh, it does require polished stone. Which I was hoping it doesn't. I want to from here really start stepping up my polished stone production. So let's see, we're going to have to research this one, stonemason hut improvement. Got enough gold coins, so I'm going to just go ahead and do that. We can select then our stonemason's huts. And let's see, there's a few stations that we can add over here. So I'm going to do this one. Just basically so that we can add a whole bunch of extra workers to the same station. Improves the workplace function. Adds 25 to your input resource storage. Well, let's just leave that one for now. So this tent gives us another 2 workers that we can assign. Let's place it like that. And there's another 2 workers that we can assign over here. So I'm going to just do that. Then altogether we're going to have 5 additional workers, which is fantastic. So we're going to have then a really good production for the polished stones. So let's just say apply. We've got all of the resources that we need to build this. And I'm going to prioritize this. And we can look to add now extra decorations here to the manor. I'll see how I'm going to extend it at the back. I've got an idea of what I want to do. But I just want to add a few extra decorations over here. So we did receive that fountain now that we can place. And I want to place it more or less over here on both sides here with the front entrance. Let's do one there like so and another one over here. Just make sure that we've got the spacing right. Oh, that's more or less correct. And from here we can add, just want to see what would look the best. If I do like these little shrubs or these ones maybe. No, this is too bulky. I want to add a few things here to the fountain. Just to make it pop even more. Yeah, so I think these small bushes, the low pruned hedge, yeah, they're going to work the best. I want to kind of like put it into this nook on all 4 sides. This is going to give us a real splendor boost without me spamming any of the rose bushes. That's it. Yeah, it's already looking nice. Or better at least. Let's just add another cheesemaker over here. We've got all of our workers at the dairy farm. We can maybe go ahead and add more patrollers over here, so you can see the patrol efficiency is looking good now at this stage. Our hedge is almost done. We're about 60% done with this hedge. My stonemason extensions are done, so we can add a few extra workers over here. Yeah, let's just fully assign it. Now I need to look for a good production here from one of these nodes. Like I've mentioned at the beginning, if I can get gold or marble, even quartz, one of those are the ones that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for stone, so I've already sent my bailiff out to prospect this and we got stone. I definitely don't want stone and I don't want iron. Actually, the iron can still work because we can make weapons. Once we've got the kingdom influence unlocked, we can start producing the weapons, which will also generate a really good amount of money. But let's just see here. We're going to send the bailiff out to prospect another mineral deposit. I'm going to just say prospect. Ooh, I can add another edict. I forgot to actually change this. Let's see. Upkeep of production building prices are decreased. Trade quantity bonus. Trade price bonus minus 20%. Ooh, yeah, this is a tricky one. Now, I'd rather do this one because we can increase our trade by just upgrading the trade route. So I'll maybe go for this one, but let's do this one first. Decrease the cost of every mandate. Yeah, that's the first one I want to do. And now it's going to be easier to do all the prospecting. And when we upgrade the trade routes, it's also going to be much cheaper, as you can see over here. It's literally half the cost of the trade routes. Now that's very much going to come in handy. We can look at adding maybe another veggie garden because they're using everything. So let's see here. Add sub building. Let's just do another veggie garden on this side. We can maybe devote another none. There we are. Our labor influence is enough now to unlock the city fortification. So I'm going to jump right into it and set up my watchtower. So let's see here. City watchtower. It does give heavy fortification. Perfect. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to just change it this way around. We'll cover a pretty large area if I place the watchtower like this. Yeah, I think I'm going to just position it like so. And let's just say build. Now what we can do once this tower is up, we can then move the church and we can set up ourselves a barracks on this spot. I think it's a pretty good location to have the barracks. I want to also look at adding myself a wall here for the manor. And I think the best wall to place here is the fieldstone wall. I like it. I feel it's suitable for the manor. I'm going to just bring it around. It's going to cost a lot of resources, but only stone and wood, which I do have a lot of actually. I'm going to leave a decent space here behind the back. I'm not quite sure how far I want to extend it backwards, so I'm going to keep it quite far back. And we'll just bring it around. There we go. Yeah, okay, so from here we will place ourselves a gate. I'm going to kind of like, let's maybe put it square in line with the front door. And these ones we can move up. We can rather place them here. Going to look much better. They've got to just walk out a new path now. And we can start placing a few trees here as decorative items with inside of the walls. Yeah, this is going to look really nice. We can maybe add one more gate here to the back. Here we are. And just say apply. There's another 4 villagers that came in. Let's see, I'm going to just say prioritize so that they can build this a little bit quicker. And here you can see our second vegetable garden is now up and running. We can maybe, let's devote one more monk and one more nun. I'm going to look to set up another apiary, so let's do that. Apiary, and we can place it right over here. And now we're going to really make some good money. Let's just see, the bailiff is still doing the prospecting for that minerals. We're going to see now what he's going to discover there. Once he's done with that, I think I need to upgrade the trade route to Kingstone Abbey. They are definitely my best traders, and going to be. The watchtower has been built, so you can see all of these houses, they're upgrading now to the tier 3. That's going to just open up so much space for us because we were starting to struggle with the housing again. And just look how nice this fieldstone wall is. You can even see the patterns with the stone. Really, really nice. You see, we found an iron deposit. This was kind of like what I was not hoping for. Oh, but it's on this side. That's interesting. Why they wouldn't have actually shown me that one. Okay. Well, we'll do some prospecting again going forward, but for now, I want to improve the Kingstone Abbey trade route. But in order for me to do that, I need to get an emissary. I actually forgot that it's not the bailiff that gets sent out, it's an emissary. So we need to look for an emissary office that we can place somewhere here maybe. Let's just do that. Add a sub-building, emissary's office. And it can be like a small wooden cottage somewhere maybe. Yeah, let's maybe place it over here. I'm going to just add it as a structure here. And we can make like a small entrance. There we go. That's all we need. Now we're building that second apiary. I think I want to maybe just prioritize this. So with these houses upgrading, we need 40 planks per house and also 4 tools. Just want to see, the church we can move now, in fact. I think this will be the best location for it. If I kind of squeeze it right over here. I'm going to just say apply. And then what we can also do, we can add ourselves a well. Yeah, maybe more towards the front. And then kind of close to the well, we can add some more market stalls. I think I'll leave those ones there, but we'll just add another 4 here. 1 to do goods, 2 to do the rustic foods, and 1 to do the refined food. Let's just see who we can assign as the monastic emissary. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about the combatant training speed. We're not going to focus on doing expeditions with the soldiers, not really. We don't need them to do expeditions in order to make a lot of money. So let's maybe choose one of these two. There we go. We've got our emissary now. So we can also go ahead and upgrade that trade route now to Kingstone Abbey. Let's just see, improve Kingstone Abbey trade route. There we go. Invest. I've sent out my bailiff now to do another prospect here for the mineral deposit. Hopefully we can get the gold or the marble. And I just wanted to show you how nice these fieldstone walls look. Yeah, they've got torches on as well. So this is really going to highlight the manor, which is kind of what I wanted. Now we've got this open space here. We can start building our barracks so that we can then develop the kingdom splendor. We're going to start with a very basic structure for the keep. So we'll place it right over here. That's also going to give some heavy fortification. Not that we need it now, but I'm going to just set it up here in any case. And we can do a simple entrance. Now the other thing that we need the training dummies. I suppose we can just, well, maybe let's place 2. Let's place 2 here for now. I'm not going to expand it too much, and then we also need the visitor location. I believe that's the only one we really need. I'm going to just do it like that. Oh yeah, we do need the barracks where the soldiers can sleep. That's another thing. We do need the barracks. Rustic wooden quarters. This we can do to the back. There we go. We've got a capacity for 12 soldiers in here. We will add some more quarters on a later stage. Then we need an armory. Now where we will place the armory, I'm not really quite sure yet. I'm going to maybe move the fishing huts and then I'll just place the armory here. I think having the armory here at the back of the barracks would be the most ideal. We could maybe consider doing like a small wall around the barracks. It's going to be a really small castle. I just want to get to that kingdom splendor. The bailiff actually found a marble deposit over here, which is fantastic. So I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm going to set up a marble quarry right away. We just need to open up this territory. We've got enough gold coins to open it up. I'm going to say purchase territory. There we go. And let's just see a marble quarry. We've got 2 points of where we can place the quarry. I'm going to definitely utilize both of them. Then we also need resource depot used for storing ores. We're definitely going to need this one. I'll place this right here in the middle. All these extras we can add on. This is all going to benefit us at the end of the day. I'm going to do that. Oh, no, we don't need the small grain. So this is the only stuff that we need. I'm going to say build. It does require a lot of tools though, but it's going to be worth it. Let's just say apply. I want to quickly show you. So over here by the trade routes, you can see that middle, they're willing to buy the marble from us, the raw marble, and we can get 5 coin per piece. It will actually be more than that though, because we've got all these other perks, which increases the trade price amount. And then from here, when we've got this route unlocked here to Castle Harbor, we can also sell marble to them. So yeah, this is really great. This is going to be good. We need to just start building up on that kingdom influence. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to just go here to the decorative items. I normally gravitate towards the flower bush. Maybe we can do the low prune bush now. Seems a little bit more manly having it here by the barracks. There we go. So now automatically we're onto the tier 2. And I think this is pretty much all that we're going to need. I'm not going to worry expanding it even further than that. I highly doubt it. This is just to open up the trade route to that castle harbor. So we can start accumulating that kingdom influence slowly but surely. I'll send my bailiff out just to do some more mineral deposit prospecting. If we can get the raw gold, that's also going to really count in our favor. It's so easy to produce and you don't need a lot of workers for it. We can go ahead and add some more residential territory on this side of the church. Just do like one big block over here of residential area. That's it. Yeah, so I'm going to just leave it like that for now. We can go ahead and add some market stalls. We're going to do the 3 good stalls, which I'm going to probably squeeze in over here. Yeah, you know, this is not a bad idea, doing them back to back like this. Let's slot them in like so. And we're going to do another one here and a good store. Just place them back to back. So I'm not going to put a tent above them. We'll just do it like this. We are definitely going to need another warehouse because we're producing so many different materials. I'm going to go ahead and place a warehouse maybe more towards this side. Yeah, in fact, let's place it right over here. And I'm going to also add the depot. And within this warehouse, there's a couple of things I would really like to store. So the first thing would obviously be the marble, which we're going to take down, bring it to here. The charcoal can be stored here, the raw iron, and maybe the iron ingots maybe as well. I don't know, we'll see. But definitely the charcoal and the raw iron and the marble, those are the 3 things that I want here. And if we discover some gold, hopefully we can get some gold there, or quartz, then that can also be stored here. We're very nearly done in prospecting for these minerals. I want to just see what we're going to find. We've got one more little piece left here for this wall, the fieldstone wall. I'm going to maybe just say prioritize so that they can get done with that. And then we can start extending the manor towards the back, just increasing the treasury even further. So as you can see, the gold coins are looking really, really nice at this stage. Oh, we can maybe do this extended village edict. We've got enough coins, so I want to get that other benefits. Yeah, so this is the one that I would prefer, I think. Oh, we did discover gold. It's not where I thought it was going to be, but I think it is close enough to the village for us to come and mine here. Yeah, you know, why not? Let's set up a gold mine over here. We can purchase this territory. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and set up our mines. They say it's a gold quarry, but I think it should say gold mine rather. There we go. So we can maybe leave a space open here for the gold on this side. It's much closer to the gold storage here. So we've got our castle company, and I'm going to assign 5 villagers over here if I can. Ooh, yeah, these other unemployed people, that's the people at the monastery. So we'll get a job for them soon enough. So at least we've got the 3 guardsmen now. So we're going to just wait for more villagers to come in. Then I'm going to also have to assign them here to the market stalls. I did do research now here to upgrade the chapel. So let's just quickly go here to the edit button. So we can say replace And I want to specifically change this to the stone nave. Yep, we're going to do it like that. And see if we can get a more grand entrance over here. Replace. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. Then from here, we're going to do the same on this side. And then for the bell tower, rustic stone bell tower, let's just change it up. That's looking much better. Yeah, it takes a lot of stone, but we do have plenty of that. Not so much of the other resources. So I think I'm going to go for it. Let's just say apply. And you can see there my coin keeps on building up. We are doing so many different trades at this stage. So at the moment, you can see there's a whole lot of red arrows pointing down. That means that's all trades. We're trading berries, meat, fish, wax, herbs, honey, planks, polished stone, and we're going to also add now the marble and the gold ore. I think we can trade anything that's over 0. We're not going to use it for anything else at this stage. And there is a possibility for us to get gems from the gold mine. Every now and then there's gems that will pop out. It's either from the gold mine or from the quartz mine. I can't remember which one it was, or maybe both. But there is a chance of us getting the gems. I'm pretty sure of it. And then we can sell that as well. I'm thinking of just going ahead and building myself an iron mining camp over here. It's kind of outside of the manor, of where the manor is, so it's not going to bother me that much, seeing that we've got this wall on this side of it. So I'm going to place it down. We've generated enough kingdom influence. So I'm going to open up the trade now to Castle Harbor. Let's just quickly go over here. And there we go, Castle Harbor. So now we can start selling to them. We can sell the gold and also the marble. Oh, okay. Visiting the royal court. Okay. I need to build or get a royal courtier here for my castle. I'll wait with that for a little while. I've already got my workers assigned here to the market stalls. The church is still building. I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, it's getting pretty close to being finished. Then we've got our warehouse set up. Let's just maybe assign 2 workers here. And I'm going to say marble. And we can place the iron and the coal. We can also place in here. Let's maybe say gems. We can also place there. Right, and now we can see we've got 4 slots for villages that we can assign. Only got 2 left, so we've got to just wait for some more immigrants. But the town is shaping up really nicely. So now with the next influence that I'm going to get, I'm thinking of getting that extra castle architecture. Just making the castle look a little bit nicer. Because with this big wooden structure, it looks so flimsy. So I would like to have a little bit of stone within my castle structure. Now I'm going to build up my resources, and once we've got enough resources here, I'm going to extend the manor backwards. It's looking nice already as it is. But we've got plenty of space to extend to the back, and we want to get that treasury up. So here by the marble quarry, I've got 4 villages assigned. And I think they just finished constructing the gold quarry now on this side. I've already got 1 miner. And there was only 2 other villages available. So I'm going to assign them. Just wait for some more immigrants. Then I want to also get myself a 3rd sawmill, because we've got so many structures that's using the planks now. So I want to just maybe boost the plank production even further. And let's just prioritize the sawmill. As you can see, we've got a lot of these houses that's also upgrading now, because we built another city watchtower. So they've got all heavy fortifications. And they're slowly starting to extend the houses on this side. I think it's going to look pretty nice having the houses right up against the river and kind of like facing the manor. And over here, I think we need to maybe add a third vegetable garden because the veggies are still struggling, even with the two. So let's go ahead and add another one. I was thinking of adding the vineyards here, but I suppose we can have it on the outside of the veggie gardens. Although at this stage I'm making such good money. And I'm going to now trade with the marble and the gold. And once this iron mining camp is set up, we can start producing some weapons maybe. Just want to see here. So I've got enough influence to unlock the kingdom privileges. I think I should really just go for this first, because this will also help to boost our trade. So, oops, wrong button. Keep on pressing the wrong button. It's over here. Okay, so we want this one, economic alliance, just to also increase the trade bonus. Something that I completely forgot about is I can actually invite commoners to join my village. So you can see, welcome 5 commoners. It's going to cost me 10 labor influence, but we've got plenty. So that is something that I can consider doing. I just want to see here. I'm very tempted to unlock this first, the labor privileges. Let's just see here. Actually, you know, it's not that big of a deal. We can wait for this one. I'll rather invite the commoners. Now what we need to do is, before we can invite them, we need some decorative structures. And the best way to do this is to just add some trees and plant the trees. It gives the city a more natural feel, just having these trees in between. So I'm gonna just do this. Here we go. So now we've got everything that we need for these houses to upgrade, except for the commoners. So I'm going to invite them. Let's just say welcome 5 commoners. There we go. We've got plenty of housing. Because I need to get these villagers in quicker, we need to assign some villagers here to the sawmill. We need more here by the iron mine. And we need more here by the gold production. So yeah, we've got so many jobs, and then I haven't even started with my grain production. So that's why I thought I'll maybe just use my bailiff to invite some more people into the town. There we go. We'll just assign those two at the sawmill for now. We really have to push that plank production. And our chapel is done. I just want to see here. So we've got a capacity of 90. And that seems to be fine for now. We don't have any issues. It just shows that we've got a lack of rustic food, it seems. Oh, refined food. Ah, I don't know why. We've got 2 market stalls that's doing the refined food. So we might need to get a third one then. They want to buy wood. I'm going to just say not interested because they want 200 wood. And I'm going to use a lot of it now for different projects. I think our economy is now at a safe place where we can just start upgrading a whole bunch of villages to commoners. So let's just see here, promote villages. I'm going to look for all of these ones that's got the white symbol next to it, or the arrow. And we're going to just upgrade all of these ones. So I've already spent a whole lot of my gold. It's costed me 600 gold so far. And it's still going. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that was about 800 gold that it cost me to do all the promotions. I don't think it's that bad. Let's just say conclude promotions. Now what I want to do is I want to start expanding here the manor. Our production for all of our construction material is going pretty well. So let's just see. I want to add this to the treasury. I think to have a passageway over here is going to be the best fit. Need to make sure that it's... I'm gonna maybe do it a little bit lower. Like so. Then I want a structure that will be pretty much in line with the width of the passage. I think this is a suitable one. And then to corner it off, we can look for this gablet roof boudoir. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, maybe something like this, or we can turn it this way around. And then we can add another one of these. Make like a little courtyard here at the back. This one we can maybe raise even a little bit higher. Something like that. We're going to need one more of these to just even it out. It's probably going to have to clip. And let's just do another passage this side. Want to bring it all together. Keep it kind of square. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to cost a hell of a lot of resources. And you can see that we are going to get some extra labor splendor from that. And a massive capacity added to the treasury. Yeah, this is good. I'm happy with that. We can still see what else we can add here. Maybe... I don't know. But for now, I'm going to keep it like this. We're going to just say apply to all. They can start building there. We can add some vegetation on the inside of these walls. Got some extra villages in, so I'm going to assign the 2 of them there. And let's just see, there is one more available that we can assign over here, just to help with the gold production. We've already got our first house that's upgrading here to a commoner residence. And it requires 40 planks, 20 stone and 10 tools. I think it's finally time for us to just get the wheat fields up and running. I've been postponing this now for quite some time. So there we go. I'm going to open that additional territory. Just clear out all of these trees. Right, so from here, we're going to first select the wheat farm. And I'm going to place it more or less over here. Just want to make sure that I don't go over into the residential area. But we can place it kind of like there. And I want to also add these other buildings. So we need to add the tooling shed and the wheat barn. So with the wheat barn, we get a 50 extra output. And then also with the tooling shack, we get 2 additional workers that we can assign to the wheat farm. So I'm going to place this one here like so. And the tooling shed can squeeze in between these 2 structures. Actually, yeah, they can go against each other. Maybe just move them a little bit back. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to place it like that. I don't think I'm going to place any of these other structures. That's just decorative. So let's just say build. And then we're going to also need our windmill. Now, fortunately, we've got a well right over here. We need that water for the bread. Not for the mill, actually, but for the bakery. So I'm going to place the mill more or less over here. Just want to see what these does. So this also just gives us an increased output storage. So we can do maybe one of these. Just a large flour silo. I'm going to say build. And then the last one is going to be the bakery, which can go right over here. That's it. So there's a whole bunch of different things that's being built and being upgraded. It's going to take a really long time to get those structures now up and running. Because as you can see with these houses that's upgrading, they use so many resources. But at least we do have 3 sawmills operating now. I just upgraded the trade route now to Kingstone Abbey to tier 3. Just want to see here now. Yeah, so we at tier 3 with the trade route for Kingstone Abbey. We've got the option now to also improve the trade route with Trotbury and Middle. And I'm thinking let's start maybe with Middle. We've got plenty of polished stone and we're producing it pretty quickly. So I'm going to improve the trade route there with Middle. And then after that with Trotbury. Of course, once we've got the wheat farms up, we can start producing our bread. And then we can unlock the trade route to Davenport. There's quite a few things that we are producing which they will buy from us. The one thing is the honey. We can sell then boars to them as well. I can maybe add another hunting cabin and we can start selling extra boars. We can sell the wax. The bread I'm not going to sell because the people use it up pretty quickly. And then we can sell the gemstones. So yeah, you can see we get really good coin for that. But it's kind of like draw off the luck of the draw for the gemstones. It's not guaranteed that you are going to get them. So yeah, even though you get such good money for it, like you can't really directly produce it. I've got so many things upgrading now. I'm kind of itching to upgrade my keep here as well. I did unlock the rustic castle architecture. So maybe we should just go for it, seeing that we're upgrading so many different things. So let's just go in here. I'm going to move. These ones I'm going to have to move a little bit forward. And let's just see here, replace. And there we go. So we're going to change this to the big keep. Now the shrubs is going to clip into the structure, but I don't think that's a problem. We can keep that like it is. And the barracks I want to also replace. Let's see what we can replace it with. Either the rustic fortified quarters. Oh, there's 2 different ones. I want to see which ones will look the best. This actually does look nice. It goes with the castle. Yeah, maybe putting it here. It's not a bad idea. I've got my armory here. Exactly where I wanted to place it. I've moved the fishing hut. And we can just maybe move this slightly back. You know, maybe we should let it clip into the keep. Kind of like this. Wouldn't look bad if you just do it like that, maybe. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do because we still have to add the royal courtier. We've got to also place in here somewhere. Let's just say apply. We've still got to do the research here for the royal courtier. We can maybe do that. And I'm going to just say spear warfare. We can start crafting spears if we've got enough of all the different ingredients. But the iron production is really slow. Just want to see here. Yeah, we probably need to upgrade these guys to commoners, but they are upgraded already. It's still slow, however. Okay, never mind. So now they want me to produce 25 manuscripts in 84 days. And we've only got 12 now. I don't think I'll be able to fulfill that quest. So I'm going to just say decline. I'm just waiting for the stooling shed still to finish. Then I'm going to assign all the workers I can here to the wheat farm. Okay, great. So let's just do this. And I want to paint the territory here for the wheat farms. I want to do kind of like a elongated wheat farm over here because I want to maybe do an additional wheat farm on this side. So let's just extend it down. There we go, perfect. So it says it's adequately sized like this. So I'm gonna just keep it. And now they've got to just complete these other structures. I'll maybe just say prioritize these two. I think this takes preference over the other things. Yeah, we could maybe go for this labor privilege now. Let's see here. Now I'm going to maybe go for this one, the dutiful payers. Residential taxation happiness effect is decreased by 25%. So now we can even look at upgrading the tax further. We've only recently got the commoners in, so I didn't set the tax for them yet. Let's see if we push the tax up to this level. Minus 11. Nah, it's not worth it. I want to try and keep the happiness as high as I can. The housing is starting to become a problem again, but I think it's only because these houses are taking so long to upgrade that it's causing a problem, and now they also need entertainment. So we have to look for a location for the tavern. I think having the tavern over here is a pretty good place to have it. Close to the market stalls, it's pretty central. We can move this away maybe. Just more to this side. And then we can place our tavern right over here. I'm going to do a very basic one to start with. We can add a few decorative items on a later stage. But for now, let's do it like so. We're going to do the public lounge capacity to 15. And let's make ourselves a nice entrance over here. Maybe on this side, I would say. With the visitor location. And then secondly, we're going to need our service counter. Going to do the same structure. Just like that. And then lastly, we're going to need the berry brewery. Which this is, I'm going to clip this one in to that structure. Otherwise it just becomes too big. We're going to need the chimney for that as well. Let's do it like that. And I think that is pretty much everything. And I'm going to just keep it like that for now. Yeah. As I said, we can eventually add some more structures or decorative items on a later stage. But I feel this is a pretty appropriate place for it. I'm going to just say apply to all, and we can also prioritize this one. Awesome. So we can now assign a few workers here by the miller. Let's just see 3. I'm going to maybe go for 4 now. And then 3 bakers we can assign here. There's another 2 villages that's available. Let's just see here. Do 1 more extra here. Oh, that one's by the monastery. Okay. Now that's fine. So at least we've got all that set up. We've got to also just look here that we've got everything assigned here to the granary. So I'm going to say we're going to just assign the bread maybe. I don't know if the flour... Yeah, maybe I should just build another granary. I'm going to just make it so much easier having all the stuff here together. So let's just do that. I'm going to add that granary and just say prioritize. And our gold, as you can see, it's climbing so crazy. So I've got to need a way. I need a way to spend the money. City fence. I'm sure we can unlock that. Luxury market. Now we'll just unlock it. I'm not going to use it. The tier 4 decorations. This is something I most definitely could use. I'm going to just say unlock that one. And now from here, we can look at adding some more decorative items by the manor. Would really like to get some trees up and going here. Just kind of like space them out on different locations here around the manor. And I want to do different trees. So let's just see a city elm. We can do an elm tree. And then maybe we can add some fountains in the wall. On both sides. And do it kind of like here on the front. And let's see what other structures we can add here with the treasury. Oh wow, this is a very big structure. That's not gonna work. We can do this actually. This will look nice. It will make sense having it here at the back. Oh, we've actually got a city now, officially. I'm going to just extend maybe another one on each side. Just do it like that. That's it. Okay, awesome. So there you can see our treasury will increase with almost another 1,200. Just under. Apply to all. Here we go. Now that we've got the tavern up, I'm going to have to assign some brewers over here. I'm gonna let's maybe assign 2. And then we're also going to need the taverniers, or the taverner. We've got a few villagers coming in here, so we can actually use them. There we go. So I'm gonna just say, let's do 2 taverners and 2 brewers for now. And the resource that we're going to assign will obviously be the berry brew. Now I do think that we need to step up our berry production. So I'm going to build another forager over here. Takes very little resources to build, so I'm going to put one down over there. Our bread production is finally going. So let's see, we've got 50 bread in storage already. So now from here, that means we can now unlock that trade route to Davenport. And I must maybe open up a trade here to sell some boars as well. We've got then the boars, honey, wax, and the gems. So I saw that the gems, you do get that from the gold mine. Actually, so there we go. We've got a few gems there. I'm going to go ahead and put another hunting hut over here. So once we've got some extra villagers available that's looking for work, we can assign them there. But I'm going to first get a few in here by the forager, or the gathering hut rather. From here, I want to build the Royal Courtier's office. So let's just go here to edit building, add sub building. There's the Royal office. And I just want to see rustic stone watchtower. I'm not sure if this would work as an office, but it would be great if it does. Because then what I'm going to do is, I want to maybe set it up here. Actually, maybe more towards this side. And that would actually look pretty cool if we set it up like so. Well, that is an option. I just want to see what else we've got over here. Oh, this wooden piece here. It's going to be more cost effective and it would still look nice. We kind of like build it in like so. Yeah, this would actually work. It's way more cost effective. Yeah, let's do that. Apply to all. And I'm going to just say, here we go. I'm going to prioritize that so that we can get the royal courtier in. And then we can also upgrade that trade route. Let's see where we can upgrade a trade route now. We can upgrade to Northbury with using the bread. Okay, well that's pretty much it. Got some extra villages there. Yeah, so as you can see, my treasury, it's almost filling up now at this stage. So it's getting quite bad, like I can't keep up at this stage anymore. I've got to actually expand my treasury even further. Now, I don't want to really mess with the current structure that we've got. I think it looks pretty cool. We can maybe see the treasury. We can maybe do like a replica of this manor. We do get a nice extra capacity here if we build that piece. I'm going to just maybe let it clip into the Great Hall. Apply. Yeah. Let's do it like that. So in that way we can then just increase the capacity without messing the whole aesthetic of how it is already. Let's just see for the decorative items what else we can get over here. A dormer. Ah, yes. This is something I definitely would like to add. The dormers. And the weather vane, we can definitely move up to there. Let's see what other structures we've got. Here's a banner. Wall banner. We can do it like so. I would actually like this banner in the front. I don't know why I'm struggling to get it to the front. You don't know which dots is which. Let's maybe move the banners towards this side. Yeah, that's looking better. I don't know really what else I would like to add here. I'm going to just keep that like so. I'm going to say apply to all. Let's see if we can add a dormer over here. That's not going to work with this structure. Balcony. Can we get a balcony? Yeah, this would work. Let's just add a little balcony over here. That's it. Now we can assign our royal courtier. So let's see. Happiness is less impacted by 10%. Okay, I think this is the one that I want to go for. Now we should be able to upgrade the trade route. Let's just see a Monastic royal courtier. Here we go. Improve the castle harbor trade route. That's it. Yeah, I thought we already have enough to get this trade route upgraded. So we're now both increasing our trade route, or the trade with Northbury and with Castle Harbor. So now the money is going to really come in. Let's just maybe prioritize this structure here, the treasury. My service is going a little bit down, so I've got a pretty cool idea of what I want to do here for the chapel. We've got this rustic stone chapel minor, which we can kind of like slot into the major chapel. And I want to clip it into the structure like this. I'm going to do a couple of these and leave a little gap in between. I think it's going to look pretty nice. Let's just raise it up a bit like so. And then I want to do one more over here. That's it. We're going to just extend it like that. It's going to give us another capacity of 36 people. And then I think that should be sufficient at the end of the day. So let's say build. From here we can also look at adding ourselves another watchtower. We definitely need this. And we can place it just overlooking the houses from this side. We can say prioritize. Here we go. I'm guessing I'm going to use this also as a patrol area. It's not big, so I mean, I suppose we can just use the same tower to patrol this area. Oh, we needed those extra watchmen. That's it. Actually missed that one villager. You know what we can do? Let's just do this. Welcome 5 commoners to the village. There we go. I haven't done that in quite some time. Let's see if there's any other trade routes that we can maybe increase. Or improve, rather. No, not yet. Oh, well, we can, but we don't have those resources yet. I'm going to have to assign myself another dairy farm. So let's just see here. We can squeeze it in kind of like over here. And then I'm going to just extend the pastures here to the back. Let's just twist it this way around. I think it's going to be better facing this way. So let's just place it down. And as you can see, our treasury is now at 4,800 almost. But it's filling up really, really quick. So we're going to do this. Great Hall. We're going to clip it another 2 times. I think let's do that. And one more time. We're just going to let it clip through. And I want to see what other structure can give us a good boost. Let's just do it like that for now. I'm going to say apply to all. We can extend our treasury here to the monastery. That's maybe also an idea. Add sub-building. Let's just see, did I unlock the treasury? I thought I did. Oh, I didn't. Here we go. Okay, so let's see what we can add here to add to our treasury. I want to see where I can place this to still make it look nice. Maybe more towards this side. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to just let it clip a couple of times. And that's the easiest way to increase the treasury. It does say here that we need light fortification. Interestingly enough, none of these towers, they qualify as light fortification. Okay. Well, I'm going to just say apply to all. And let's just see if we can add something here to give it some sort of fortification. Maybe just like a village watchtower. Yeah, that should be sufficient. And I don't really want to spoil the look of the monastery. So if we've got maybe like a small watchtower over here, I think that would be fine. And we can just say also prioritize. Now here we can add another market tender. I did add the bread here as a refined food. And I think we can then just do the fish also. We've got 11 available workers. A nice way to see where you can slot them in is actually to go up here. And then you go to the buildings. So from here we can now see where people are required. So there is quite a few places. Forager, we can add another 2 there. So in that way you quickly get all of your villages assigned to the different locations. Let's do another one there. Okay. And we're going to just keep it like that for now. Until we get some extra villages in. You can see these houses are already upgrading to tier 3. And our population has gone up to just over 200 now. We don't have too many debuffs on the happiness. -2 for housing, which we're going to sort out pretty soon. And also with the service, we're busy extending the chapel over here. My main goal at this stage is just to increase my treasury capacity, because you can see I'm capping out all the time at this stage. I've got some gems. I haven't even set that up as a selling commodity, but that I am getting through my gold mines. Every now and then there's gems that pop out, but collectively I've got 4 gems now. We get 7 gold coins per gem, I believe. So that's pretty decent money just for 4 pieces. I'm adding the treasury, of course, now here by the monastery. I'm letting that structure clip into each other, and then I've also gone here by my manor, built a couple of structures, just letting it clip into each other to further expand my treasury. When we get to 10,000 gold, we will actually unlock an achievement, which is called Bathing in Money. So we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I've got to just keep on expanding my treasury. You can see the chapel is looking really nice with these extended pieces. And I thought I would solve my service problem, but it's still in the -3. So we need to maybe do the same on the opposite side. Add some extensions this side. So let's see, rustic stone chapel. We're going to replicate it on this side. Just have to make sure that it's the same height. There we go. And we'll just leave that little piece open in between. And then I'm going to add the last one. That's it. Okay, cool. That's going to give us another 36 capacity. Not costing that many resources. And I'm going to just say prioritize. We can add another priest over here. Nice. See, now we can increase our capacity up to 126. I don't know if that's with the current pieces that we've got, but in any case, I'm going to just go ahead and extend it further. Yeah, you can see the service is now -4, so it's a good thing maybe. I've used now all my coin to unlock whatever I can here within the common path, just to not let the gold cap out. We're almost done with this piece here, with the treasury. Very close to getting done with that. And I've got a few treasury pieces that I'm adding here, but we need to get that to 10,000. I'm adding now the last pieces of my treasury to extend it up to 10,000. You can see I'm getting very close now. So I've let a few building pieces clip into the Great Hall over here, and then also with my extended treasury here at the back by the monastery. I had to change this watchtower because I needed patrolling guards here to help with the fortifications. They said the other guards were too far away, so I couldn't use that small watchtower. So I have to assign villagers to work here just to build or to bring the fortification levels up. But now I'm extending my treasury, and after these building pieces are done, we should be over 10,000 with our treasury. Now I want to just look at everything that we are currently trading. So I'm purchasing actually a few things now which I wouldn't normally purchase, but this is just to help to quicken the process of building all of these pieces that to increase the treasury. So I'm buying stone actually, and I think I can change that very soon. I'm also purchasing the tools. I think we can increase that for now. Then I want to look at a few other things that we can sell. So we are selling the gold. I want to also sell the gems. The spears, I'm not producing spears. So I don't know, I'm not going to worry about that for now. Let's see what else we can sell. The berry brew, this is something that we can also consider selling. Although we don't produce a lot of it, we're using pretty much everything. Yeah, we've only got 7 berry brew. But we can set that up as a selling commodity. The bread is doing pretty well. I suppose we can set this up also as a trade commodity. But then we can say just to sell it when it's over, maybe over 100 or over 80. Let's say over 80. We're selling fish. We're selling meat. I wanted to sell the boars, but that's not accumulating fast enough, even with 3 hunting cabins. Vegetables are like crazy, so I think this we can definitely sell additionally. We can sell anything over 50, and we are selling berries. You can see all these red arrows that's pointing down, that's everything that we are selling. So that's why our gold is accumulating so quickly. My treasury capacity is now just over 10,000, and we're getting really close to achieving our goal. I'm going to just do a few adjustments over here. So the things that I used to buy, I'm going to now just untick them. And the tools we can actually sell now. We've got so many tools because we built massive structures, and we get half of the tools back after we've built the structures. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start selling my tools. We are producing it, so... And let's see if there's anything else here. Just want to double check and make sure that there's nothing else that we can maybe sell. I suppose we can tick the cheese over here, although I don't think we're going to produce enough to sell. But I'm going to just maybe say if we get over 50, we can sell that. And otherwise... yeah, I'm going to keep everything else pretty much the same. So this is just the last stretch. We need 1,600 gold still before we get our capacity and also unlock the achievement Bathing in Riches. I think that's what it's called. Let's just see. We've got 10 unemployed villagers, so I want to quickly just see where I can assign them. We can get another builder over here. Cheesemakers. We can get some more cheesemakers. We can add some extra villagers here to the stonemason. And that's it. I think I'm going to just leave it at that for now. Then we've only got 4 unemployed people. So I think to quickly just achieve this goal that I want to achieve, I'm going to maybe impose that levy so that we can quickly jump to our 10,000. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, this is going to give us enough coin. There we go. And there we've got the achievement. So it's bathing in gold, 10,000 coins we've got in our storage. Oh, that's so cool. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. But in any case, guys, that is me for this playthrough. I do hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do remember to like and subscribe. Also press the bell notification button, then you can stay updated on similar videos to this one. Thank you so much for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one.